Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vande Guru Nisha Bhakta Nisha Nishavatarakan Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangyakam Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaur Udaye Pushpavanatau Chitrau Sandau Tamonudau Grantera Arambha Kori Mangala Charana Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan Tinera Smarana Tinera Smarana Hoya Vigana Vinashana Anayasa Safal Nija Vanchita Purana Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatharini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipful devotees, thank you so much for joining. We are reading today Sri Caitanya Caritamrita Adi Lila, chapter 7, entitled Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in 5 features. So we are reading the response to the second question of the Mayavadi sannyasis in Banaras. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to respond about the Vedanta Sutra. What does it really mean? And yesterday we read a little bit about Vedanta Sutra, the 16 padas and the 4 sections, subsections, etc. And ultimately the conclusion is in Gita and Bhagavatam. So without further delay, let's read text number 107. Brahma Pramada Vipralipsa Karna Brahma Pramada Vipralipsa Karna Tava Ishwarera Vakya Nahi Dosha Ei Sab. Brahma Pramada Vipralipsa Karna Aptava Karna Apatva Ishwarera Vakya Nahi Dosha Ei Sab. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Sri Prabhupada Ki Jai. The material defects of mistakes, illusion, cheating, and sensory inefficiency do not exist in the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. A mistake is the acceptance of an object to be different from what it is, or the acceptance of false knowledge. For example, one may see a rope in the dark and think it to be a serpent, or one may see a glittering oyster shell and think it to be gold. These are mistakes. Similarly, an illusion is a misunderstanding that arises from inattention while hearing, and chanting is the transmission of such defective knowledge to others. Materialistic scientists and philosophers generally use such words as maybe and perhaps because they do not have actual knowledge of complete facts. Therefore, their instructing others is an example of cheating. The final defect of materialistic person is his inefficient senses. Although our eyes, for example, have the power to see, they cannot see that which is situated at a distance, nor can they see the eyelid, which is the object nearest to the eye. To our untrained eyes, the sun appears to be just like a plate. Hmm. And to the eyes of one who is suffering from jaundice, everything appears to be yellow. Therefore, we cannot rely on the knowledge acquired through such imperfect eyes. The ears are equally imperfect. We cannot hear a sound vibrated at a long distance away unless we put a telephone to our ear. Similarly, if we analyze all our senses in this way, all we will find them all to be imperfect. Therefore, it is useless to acquire knowledge through the senses. The Vedic process is to hear from authority. In the Bhagavad Gita 4.2, the Lord says, Evam parampara paraptam imam rajarshayo vidus. Supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. We have to hear not from a telephone, but from an authorized person, for it is who has real knowledge, for it is he who has real knowledge. Hare Krishna. Such a beautiful purport and verse. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is responding that first he said that Vedanta Sutra is basically spoken by the Supreme Lord in the Vyasadeva. And now here it is free from the four defects. The ordinary souls, the human beings, they have four defects. Tendency to make mistake, Brahma. Pramada is illusion, right? It seems something, but it may be something else. Vipralipsa, cheating. And Karna apatva. Karna apatva. Apatva. They're not sufficient, or they're not fully efficient, right? What to speak of Karna, all the senses. Ishwarera vakya nahi dosha ehi sab. So all these doshas, what are the four doshas? Tendency to make mistakes, cheating propensity, tendency to be illusion, and limitations of the senses. These are not there in the Ishwar Vakya. These are there in human Vakya. Therefore, scientists say, no one, maybe this happened, maybe that happened, maybe tomorrow it's going to rain. No one can say for certain because it's imperfect senses. We cannot get perfect knowledge. Our eyes are limited, our ears are limited, our nose is limited. Dogs have better, they can hear dog whistle, humans can't hear. Eagles can see miles above the tiny rat they can see. We cannot see miles at a distance. Sometimes on a dry road in the summer, it appears to be like water, right? Mirage, looming, illusion. So many optical illusions happen. Why? Because senses are not perfect. We um, after let's say we eat lemon, and then something, another sour thing, an orange, will appear to be sweeter, even if it's sour, right? Because the senses are, if we touch a very hot object, right? Let's say I touch a very hot cup, and then I touch a slightly warm cup, then the warm cup will appear to be cold. But the same cup, if I touch after putting my hand in the ice and then touch a warm cup, that will appear to be very hot. So knowledge derived from senses is imperfect. And but Krishna, or the Supreme Lord, and his pure devotees, this knowledge is coming from parampara. This knowledge is perfect. It is free from the four defects. Therefore, this is called Shabda Praman. There are three primary ways of attaining knowledge. One is Anuman Praman, guesswork. The other is Pratyaksha Praman. Pratyaksha means direct sense perception, and we just discussed the limitations. And finally, the third is Shabda, and that's a learning from the bona fide authority. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning that the words of God are basically Shabda Praman, and one must approach that authority. Anyone else? Any comments there in this verse? Okay, let's read the next verse, text 108.
I can read, Prabhuji, if anyone.
Yes, Mataji, you can read.
Dhanyavad Pranam, devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. উপনিষদ সহিত সূত্র কহে যেই তো তত মুখ্য বৃত্তে সেই অর্থ পরম মহত্ব. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The absolute truth is described in the Upanishads and Brahma Sutra, but one must understand the verses as they are. That is the supreme glory in understanding. It has come fashionable since the time of Sankaracharya to explain everything regarding the Shastras in an indirect way. Scholars take pride in explaining everything in their own way, and they declared that one can understand the Vedic scriptures in any way he likes. This any way you like method is foolishness, and it has created havoc in the Vedic culture. One cannot accept scientific knowledge in his own whimsical way. In the science of mathematics, for example, 2 plus 2 equals 4, and one cannot make it equal 3 or 5. Yet, although it is not possible to alter real knowledge, people have taken to the fashion of understanding Vedic knowledge in any way they like. It is for this reason that we have presented Bhagavad Gita as it is. We do not create meanings by concoction. Sometimes commentators say that the word Kurukshetra in the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita refers to one's body, but we do not accept this. We understand that Kurukshetra is a place that still exists, and according to the Vedic version, it is Dharmakshetra, or a place of pilgrimage. People still go there to perform Vedic sacrifices. Foolish commentators, however, say that Kurukshetra means the body and that Pancha Pandava refers to the 5 senses. In this way, they distort the meaning and people are misled. Here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirms that all Vedic literatures, including the Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, and others, whether Shruti, Shriti, or Nyaya, must be understood according to their original statement. To describe the direct meaning of the Vedic literature is glorious, but to describe them in one's own way, using imperfect senses and imperfect knowledge, is a disastrous blunder. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fully deprecated the attempt to describe the Vedas in this way. So should I stop now?
Okay, Mataji.
So here,
yeah, you can summarize this.
Here, Prabhupada, also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that one must understand the verses of the absolute truth. Like the glories of the Supreme Lord is unaltered in Upanishads and Shastras. So Prabhupada is explaining here in the purport, giving examples of Kurukshetra and Pancha Pandava, because some people thought it's a body and Pancha Pandava is a senses. But no, this is not right. That's Prabhupada is explaining. So that's why the knowledge is coming through the parampara, through the acharyas. So we should follow what acharya says exactly without the mental concoction. That's what Prabhupada is telling. And that's why he says that he explained the Bhagavad Gita as it is, so no distortion or no mental speculations of describing the Shastra in their own way. So that's what here Vijay understood from this paragraph.
Let's see, Prabhupada is naming the 108 Upanishads. So would someone like to read this? Anyone who has not read? Yes, Polly, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Regarding the Upanishads, the following 11 Upanishads are considered to be the topmost. Isha, Kena, Katha, Prasna, Mundaka, Manduki, Tritarya, Aitaria, Chandrogya, Brag, Aranyaka, and Shivastavatra. However, in the Muktik Upanishad, verse 30 by 39, 30 to 39, there is a description of 108 Upanishads. They are as follows. Ishopanishad 1 is Ishopanishad 2, Kenopanishad 3. Excuse me 1 second. I'm so sorry. 4 Prashnopanishad, 5 Mundaka-Upanishad, 6 Mundaka. I'm so sorry. Prabhuji, should I continue because I can't pronounce all this name?
No worries, Mataji. Maybe I'll fill in for you because there are a lot of Sanskrit names. You read till 5, right? Mundaka Upanishad.
Yeah.
Number 6, Mandukya Upanishad. 7, Taittiriya Upanishad. 8, Aittiriya Upanishad. 9, Chandogya Upanishad. 10, Brihad Aranyakya Upanishad. 11, Brahma Upanishad. 12, Kaivalya Upanishad. 13, Jabal Upanishad. 14, Shvetashvat Avatar Upanishad. 15, Hamsopanishad. 16, Arunyopanishad. 17, Garbhopanishad. 18, Narayanopanishad. 19, Paramahamsopanishad. 20, Amrita Bindupanishad. 21, Nada Bindu Upanishad. 22, Shiropanishad. 23, Atharva Shikhopanishad. 24, Maitreya Anya Yanya Upanishad. 25, Kaushtikya Upanishad. 26, Brihad Jabal Upanishad. 27, Narsimha Tappaniya Upanishad. 28, Kalagni Rudra Upanishad. 29, Maitreya Upanishad. 30, Subala Upanishad. 31, Shuri Upanishad. 32, Mantrika Upanishad. 33, Sarva Sar Upanishad. 34, Niralambopanishad. 35, Shuka Rahasyopanishad. 36, Vajra Shuchikopanishad. 37, Teja Bindupanishad. 38, Nada Bindupanishad. 39, Dhyana Bindupanishad. 40, Brahmo Vidyopanishad. 41, Yoga Tattvopanishad. 42, Atma Bodhopanishad. 43, Narada Parivrajyopanishad. 44, Upanishad. 45, Upanishad. 46, Yoga Upanishad. 47, Nirvana Upanishad, 48. Mandala Brahma Upanishad, 49. Dakshinamurti Upanishad, 50. Sarabha Upanishad. Wow. Okay. Anyone else who likes reciting Sanskrit wants to try the other 50 names?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
Which one should I start with,
Yeah,
Prabhuji?
51.
51. 51 Skandopanishad. 52 Mahanarayana Upanishad. 53 Advaya Tarakopanishad. 54 Rama Rahasyopanishad. 55 Rama Tapani Upanishad. 56 Vasudeva Upanishad. 57 Mudgalopanishad. 58 Shandilya Upanishad. 59 Pangalopanishad. 60 Bhikshupanishad. 61 Mahadupanishad. 62 Sharirak Upanishad. 63 Yoga Shikhopanishad. 64 Turiyatit Upanishad. 65 Sannyas Upanishad. 66 Paramhamsa Parivrajak Upanishad. 67 Malik Upanishad. 68 Avyakta Upanishad. 69 Ekakshar Upanishad. 70 Purna Upanishad. 71 Surya Upanishad. 72 Akshya Upanishad. 73 Adhyatma Upanishad. 74 Kundikopanishad. 75 Savitri Upanishad. 76 Atma Upanishad. 77 Pashupatopanishad. 78 Param Brahmopanishad. 79 Avadhutopanishad. 80 Tripura Tapanopanishad. 81 Devi Upanishad. 82 Tripuropanishad. 83 Katha Rudropanishad. 84 Bhavanopanishad. 85 Hridayopanishad. 86 Yoga Kundalini Upanishad. 87 Bhasmopanishad. 88 Rudrakshopanishad. 89 Ganopanishad. 90 Darshanopanishad. 91 Tara Saropanishad. 92 Mahavakyopanishad. 93 Panch Brahmopanishad. 94 Pranagni Hotropanishad. 95 Gopala Tapani Upanishad. 96 Krishna Upanishad. 97 Yajnavalkya Upanishad. 98 Varaha Upanishad. 99 Shatyayani Upanishad. 100 Hayagriva Upanishad. 101 Dattatreya Upanishad. 102 Garuda Upanishad. 103 Kali Upanishad. 104 Jabali Upanishad. 105 Saubhagya Upanishad. 106 Saraswati Rahasya Upanishad. 107 Bahrako Upanishad and 108 Mukti Upanishad. Thus, there are 108 generally accepted Upanishads, of which 11 are the most important, as previously stated. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, Upanishad Sahita Sutra. The absolute truth is described in the Upanishads and the Brahma Sutra. Understanding as they are. That's the most critical part. Understanding as they are. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Not what some Tom, Dick, Harry feels like. Right? Not what I feel Bhagavad Gita means. Who am I? Right? I can think 2 plus 2 is 5, but that will be called foolishness. I can say 2 plus 2 is 100. What does that mean? Nothing. I can create my own rule. Oh, I will drive on the road at 100 miles. People will call me a fool. Who am I to make that rule? I'm not the authority. So Krishna decides. Krishna is given the Upanishads. Krishna has given the scriptures. Lord Krishna has given the pure devotees to tell what are the Dharma Shastra. Not what, Kurukshetra means body and Pandava, like the five senses, and it's a war within the body. I mean, there could be analogical meaning, but that does not, you know, diminish the value of the holy, dham. And people think all these places are mythology, Kurukshetra. I mean, one can go there, one can see, right? And here, the 108 names are mentioned. So, and what are the top 11? Ishopanishad, right? That's a book also. Prabhupada translated this. This is part of the Bhakti Shastri also. Katha Upanishad. I'm sure some of you may have heard these names. Chandogya Upanishad, Brahma Aranyak Upanishad, Shvetashva Avatara, Shvetash Shvetash Avatara Upanishad, Mukti Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. So some of the names at least we should know, at least the names. And Ishopanishad, of course, some of you may have read this also. It's a nice book, small book. But yeah, I think it'll maybe hard to remember all the 108 names, but at least if you know, okay, there are 108 Upanishads, and if you want to refer back to this verse, text 108, easy way to remember. And chapter 7, 108 verse has the 108 names. So Katha Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, all these are some of the 11 top ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. These are the 11 chief ones amongst the others, amongst the 108. So there is a lot, right? This is the first time actually I'm reading the names. I mean, reading just the names of all these holy books, holy scriptures is so purifying. So one should not feel, oh, what did I? These are Shastra. If just someone says Bhagavad Gita, someone just says the word Bhagavatam, and actually all of these, if you see directly and indirectly, are the names of Lord Krishna only, or Krishna or his energy, right? Like Vasudeva Upanishad, right? Like Mahad Upanishad, Sannyas Upanishad, Ekakshara Upanishad. So all these are directly, indirectly names of Krishna, Gopala Upanishad, right? Or his pure devotees. Any comments there? Any questions? Any realizations before we move? Okay, text 109. Yes, Devaki Mataji, you want to try?
Hare Krishna, everybody. Text 109. Gaulavikiri Baba Shakarila Acharya Tahara Shavanina Sahaya Savakarya. Translation Prabhu Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Prabhu, I can't see. Can you probably? I can't see the translation from you. Thank you. Sripad Shankaracharya has described all the Vedic literatures in terms of indirect meanings. One who hears such explanations is ruined. So again, it is emphasized here that the Upanishads or the Bhagavad Gita should be translated or explained to devotees only as they are, and not by concoction or by own knowledge. So Sripad Shankaracharya was like describing in his own way it is very dangerous to people. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. The word critical here is Gauna Vrittaya. Gauna is secondary or indirect meaning. That's not the main meaning. What is the main meaning? As we see here, Upanishad Sahita Shruta Kahi Tattva Mukhya Vrittya. What is the Mukhya Vritti? The Mukhya Vritti is, say, Artha Parama Mahat Tattva, that to understand about the Supreme Lord. the Supreme Lord is described in these, right? This is the main thing. The author himself is saying, like, for example, let's say I'm just thinking of, okay, let's say you're going on a 4-hour trip. On a 4-hour drive, you're going from city, let's say Tampa to maybe Miami, let's say, okay? You're going for a 4-hour trip, Tampa to Miami. But on the way, you stopped at the rest area and bought a pack of chips. This I'm giving an example, okay? But was that the main reason of your travel? To stop in the rest area and buy a pack of chips? No, right? So, but is that true that that happened? Yes, that happened, but that was not the main reason you spent 4 hours to buy a pack of chips and stop at the rest area. The main reason was to get to Miami, right? So in everything in life, there's a main reason to do that activity. And there is some, you can say, in, Mataji's a chemistry PhD. So chemistry also, there's like a primary product, and then there are secondary or tertiary products. Those are not the main reason for the reaction, but they just come. So similarly here, what is the main reason? Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. What is the main reason of the Upanishad? To understand the Supreme Lord. Mukhya Vritti. But what the Mayavadis do, they take the Gauna Vritti. Gauna Vrittaya. Ye Bhashya Karila Acharya. Shankaracharya gave the indirect meaning. Gauna meaning. Gauna. They're secondary. They're not the chief thing. And therefore, Tahara Shravana Nasha Hoye Sarva Karya Mayavadi Bhashya Shuni Hoila Sarvanash. So Sarvanash ho jayega. What does it mean by Sarvanash? Sarvanash means it's going to ruin our bhakti. If we hear the words of critical words of those who are not aligned with the bhakti, it will lead to ruination. It will spoil our bhakti lata bij. So one should be careful and not hear things which are going to ruin our bhakti, which are going to be detrimental for our spiritual life. One should be very, very careful. Any other comments anyone has? Okay. This is a long purport. So, and every day we're kind of little running over time and delaying. So I don't want to delay today. I thought we'll do an early release today. So are there any comments or questions before we pause for today? We'll continue from text 111 on Monday. But are there any questions before we stop or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, from this purport, Prabhupada is explaining that Sripad Sankaracharya, so his explanation we should not follow, like, because he was Mayavadi, right, Prabhuji? That's why.
Yes, and that's what the Sharirika Bhashya, one of the main commentaries. But as I mentioned the other days, Sripad Shankaracharya, some of the verses our Prabhupada has used in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Gita, right? So we have to follow the acharyas. The acharyas, like our acharya, like now, not the Mayavadi acharya, Shankaracharya. We are to follow our Bhakti acharyas, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. We are following in the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya line. So we have to follow our Shri, the Sashad Goswami, the Srila Prabhupada, and that parampara. So, and at the same time, keep a safe, respectable distance. Do not indulge in hearing such commentaries which have impersonalistic teachings.
Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna.
One should be careful. One should be very careful. Because they may wear saffron dress, they may carry his sannyasi staff, right? But one should be careful. So we'll pause here. Shri Chaitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Mahashaya ki jai, Samaveti Gaur Bhaktavrindi ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha, Ritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Koti Vaishnavvrindi ki jai. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.